Jesse James, hero, outlaw, or cold-blooded killer? Jesse James is one of the most famous and controversial figures in American history. His name became synonymous with the Wild West, a place of violence, rebellion, and myth. For some, Jesse James was a symbol of resistance against powerful banks and corporations. For others, he was nothing more than a ruthless criminal who used chaos to justify murder. The truth lies somewhere in between. Jesse Woodson. James was born in 1847 in Missouri, a border state deeply divided by the American Civil War. Violence was not something Jesse discovered later in life. It surrounded him from childhood. His family supported the Confederate cause, and Union forces regularly targeted their home. Jesse grew up watching neighbors arrested, beaten, or killed. As a teenager, Jesse joined Confederate guerrilla fighters known for their brutality. These men did not fight traditional battles. They ambushed, tortured, and executed enemies without mercy. This experience permanently shaped Jesse's view of the world. When the Civil War ended, the violence did not stop. The South was defeated, humiliated, and economically ruined. Former soldiers returned home to poverty, resentment, and anger. Many felt abandoned by the nation they had fought for. Jesse James never truly left the war behind. Unable or unwilling to live a peaceful life, Jesse turned to crime. Together with his older brother Frank, he formed the James Younger Gang. They began robbing banks, trains, and stagecoaches across the Midwest. These robberies were fast, violent, and carefully planned. Guns were always drawn. Civilians were often caught in the chaos. People were killed, sometimes intentionally, sometimes not. Yet something strange happened. Southern newspapers began portraying Jesse James as a hero. They claimed he robbed wealthy northern banks that had exploited the South after the war. Jesse encouraged this image, writing letters to newspapers and shaping his own legend. But behind the myth, the reality was far darker. Jesse James did not give his stolen money to the poor. He lived constantly on the run, paranoid and increasingly violent. Every robbery made him more famous and more hunted. Law enforcement struggled to capture him. Local sheriffs were either afraid or sympathetic. Eventually, the Pinkerton Detective Agency was hired to bring Jesse down. What followed was one of the most infamous episodes of the Wild West. Pinkerton agents attacked the James family home in the middle of the night. They threw an explosive device inside. The explosion killed Jesse's young half-brother and severely injured his mother. The public reaction was furious. Instead of weakening Jesse's support, the attack strengthened it. To many, Jesse James now seemed like a victim of government cruelty. But the damage was done. Jesse became increasingly unstable. He trusted no one. He constantly changed hideouts, names, and companions. Members of his own gang grew tired and afraid. Some began thinking about the reward. One of them was Robert Ford. Ford joined Jesse's gang while secretly negotiating with the authorities. He gained Jesse's trust and waited. On April 3, 1882, Jesse James was at home in St. Joseph, Missouri. The house was quiet. Jesse removed his guns and climbed onto a chair to adjust a picture on the wall. He never saw the shot coming. Robert Ford shot Jesse James in the back of the head. Jesse died instantly. The outlaw was gone, but the legend exploded. Instead of being praised, Robert Ford was despised. The public saw him as a coward who shot an unarmed man. Songs, stories, and newspapers transformed Jesse James into a tragic hero. Over time, the real man faded, replaced by myth. Jesse James became a symbol of rebellion, resistance, and the violent spirit of the frontier. His story blurred the line between criminal and legend, between history and folklore. He did not live long. He did not build a nation. But few figures captured the imagination of America like Jesse James. And that is why, more than a century later, his name still refuses to disappear.